This is part 4. I'm probably not going to release many more videos like this because I don't really want to have people bonking down my door at 2 in the morning and assassinating me in my bedroom because I'm a liberal. And it's funny because they always say, "Oh yeah, you're a liberal," when there's like three or four different sects of the left. We've got the corporate centrists, who are kind of more like, really kind of more towards right, but they pretend to be left, and there's some dinos in the party like Schumer who are corporate centrist, and Jeffries comes on and lies, but he's corporate centrist and doesn't do anything for anybody. You know, Gavin says one thing on Twitter and does another, and he's trying to do the big tent politics stuff because he still has all of those dino level political instincts like Vosh was talking about. So, in general, the Dems aren't in a good spot at all. There's like 3 progressives. And then, so what are the other camps? So besides corporate centrists, we have the traditional Democrats. These are the people who were around, you know, when the parties switched. So the Dixiecrats went over and became the Republicans, and the old Republicans went over and became the Democrats. So it was like a little bit of a switcheroo right there. And then, they love, because they swapped, they're like, hey, we get to claim Lincoln. Isn't that dope? He's like the greatest guy ever of all time. We get to claim Lincoln. So we're going to do that. That's going to be a huge talking point for us, because we get Lincoln and you don't. Because we're on the red side now. Isn't that cool? That's one of their old talking points. They love doing that. Anytime they get the chance to bring up Lincoln and shit all over him, and make his party into the embarrassment that it is today, they do that. They love doing that. They're like, yeah, Lincoln. Oh yeah, that gets me off. I just spermed all over the fucking ceiling because I just got to bring up Lincoln again, and now he's a part of our side and not yours. Isn't that cool? Die, Democrats, die! And that's what they think. They're always thinking that in their head. You know, that's their bread and butter is die, Democrats, die. You know, they love that. That's so funny for them. The Republicans love death threats. They just don't like getting death threats. Anything where anybody besides them is getting hurt, they like that. But as soon as it's them, they're like, oh, we don't like that. Our team is supposed to be winning. Why are we losing? We're supposed to be winning the battlefield game. Why are we losing the battlefield game?
Voting against it. What's the point? The point is you want to take people rights away. Simple as that. Nothing about your stance when you were voting was, hey, I'm voting for my right to do this, my other people's rights to do this. No, you voted to take people rights away.
Yep.
And y'all need to be honest about that.
Yep.
Let's talk about the Trump supporters that are losing their jobs. Last night I was at Chicago, and these 3 guys started talking to me, and they were all from Naperville. And they asked what I did for work, and I said, oh, like, I make educational content. And the guy was like, oh, are you one of those, like, liberals? Like, are you one of those, like, lefties? And he was so serious. Like, he just continued to, like, mock me and make fun of my content. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave this conversation.
Wait, what's she showing here?
Are you one of those, like, liberals? Like, are you one of those, like, lefties? And he was so serious. Like, he just continued.
They voted for Trump, but now they're losing their U.S. government jobs. In the news. Not a great citation. You didn't include the web source. You didn't include publishing date or publisher. Not good.
To like mock me and make fun of my content, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave this conversation. And he goes, yeah, it's because of you guys that my mom just lost her job. And I was intrigued.
How are you getting that? Yes, every single liberal made your mom lose her job. Okay.
Like, why did your mom lose her job?
It can never just be her fault for sucking at the job. You guys are the pull yourself up by the bootstraps people. You're supposed to pull yourself up from the bootstraps and deal with it, buddy. You weren't good enough, so they cut you. That's how it goes. You people are all in the basement with your parents. You're supposed to be working, as Stephen Miller would put it, but then the job market is destroyed, so nobody can actually work. So they're telling you, hey, stop sitting on your ass, but then we're not going to give you a job. Isn't that great? Isn't that so cool? Oh, that's awesome. That's like them letting you into the park to see all the roller coasters and then kicking you back out and saying, oh, you don't get to ride these rides. We're just letting you look at them for 2 minutes. That's what you waited in line for. Now get the fuck out of here. These are our rides, not yours. You don't get to ride.
What did she do for work? And he goes, oh, well, she was in the military.
Oh, she's in the military. Was she trans? Because they kicked all the trans people out of the military. You're going to cry about that?
A veteran, but then she was working at this office.
Wait, she's got another source here.
And I was intrigued. I was like, why did your mom lose her job? What did she do for work? And he goes, oh, well...
Trump's job cuts are causing Republican angst as all parties face backlash. Ooh, Thomas Gift, UCL. Okay, better to include the author this time. Good job.
She was in the military. She's a veteran.
We still don't have the publication, and we still don't have the URL. So you're still not quite there on the full citation there, but really good improvement at least.
But then she was working at this office for the last few years, and they just let her go. I look him dead in the face. I'm like, do you think your mom was a DEI hire? Because veterans are a protected class, and now that they don't have to hire her anymore, then they let her go. He goes, that's so true. He doesn't believe me. He looks at this office for the last few years, and they just let her go. I look him dead in the face. I'm like, do you think your mom was a DEI hire? Because veterans are a protected class.
DEI in Crisis Part 3, protections for disabled and veterans still survive. Oh, here's something that you need to definitely not do. And I'm going to tell you why. So in everywhere that you live, especially the red states though, if you're living in a red state, you definitely have to do this. Blue state, you might not, but I would still recommend still not doing it because, you know, you never know who's going to be reviewing it. It might still be one of the reds. But anywho, so on your application, when you're filling it out, it'll ask you, like, what's your race? Put white. Yeah, you definitely got to put white. If you're not putting white, you lose a point on the hiring chart. So because you're not white, big red flag. You got to put white. Even if you're not white, you got to put white. And if you can't pass for white, well then don't apply. You can't do that anymore. You got to go in person and fight for it if you're not white. But anyway, if you are white, just go ahead and put white. Right, that's the first part. Second part, disability. If they're asking you if you have a disability, put no. You don't. If you do have one, don't put it on there because the second you put that on there, they got rid of DEI. So they don't have to even consider your application if you've pressed yes. They can throw it out. They're not required to follow the rules anymore. So if they don't want a disabled worker, guess what? You're not getting hired. Goodbye. Next person who is white and isn't disabled. Next person. All right. And then the third thing, you got to make sure you get this one in there, right? Don't put 2 races. If you are 2 races, do not put 2. Only put white. If you can be white, be white. If you can't be white, well, then you're shit out of luck. Sorry. Don't put disability. And then don't put that you're a veteran. Even if you've served in the military, do not tell them about your veteran status because if they know you're a veteran, they're going to throw it out. You're not protected anymore either, buddy. You're out of there. They don't hire those people. They think the vets, when they come back from war, they got the PTSD, they start the drugs, they're on the streets. That's what they see out of you as serving your country. If you've served your country, guess what? You are a disabled person. You are the same thing to them as a disabled, especially if you went out and got blown up parts of yourself off. So now you have to have like the skin grafting or the corrective surgeries to make you look like a person again. Especially if you look like that, definitely they don't want you. For sure they don't want you. Because you're not going to be able to work. And they don't want that. They want a worker. It's harsh. I'm telling you what's reality. This is what they voted for, is to get rid of DEI. If they didn't get rid of DEI, then none of this would be true and I'd be out of my ass. But because they got rid of DEI federally, government jobs are not for you. If you're not perfectly cookie cutter white and able to work, nope. They're not giving you accommodations. They're tired of that. They want that gone. And it is gone. They can throw you right out. Red states, very true. Blue states, I don't know. I really don't know. But that's what they're saying they want. That's what when they say, I don't like DEI, that is what they're saying. We don't want those people. Those people are not like us. Okay? But because of how tight-knit and like how strict they are of who gets to be in the tent, the red people, I don't know why the blues are all like, let's do the big tent thing. Because the reds are like, let's get the tent as small as possible. We want the white people who hate everyone else. That's who we want. But we're going to get everybody else to vote so that we can get that agenda done. But that's our end goal. And then as soon as they help us get close, we're going to get rid of them. We're going to make them die by taking away all their ability to survive through money. That's how they're doing it. It's a money genocide. It's very classy. It's not the Hitler way. It's the American smart people way. It's the same thing as the gas chambers, but instead of gassing you and having it be like a quick, it's over with kind of thing, they can get away with it if there's a money trail. So instead, they're just taking all your resources away until you die because you don't have resources anymore. Like, if you're in debt, like, there goes your credit score, it goes down to poo-poo land, and then they start thinking that you're homeless, and next thing you know, you're dead. It's really easy, and it's invisible. It's an invisible way to do it, so that people don't start thinking, oh, this is genocide 2.0. No, it's just really like, you either have the money or you don't. That's what they're looking to do. That's their utopia. They're not going to get it, because there's a lot of smart people other than me. A lot smarter than me, too. But that's what they want. That's what they want by getting rid of DEI.
And now that they don't have to hire her anymore, then they let her go. He was like,
yeah.
Oh, true. He doesn't believe me. He looks it up, and just the color just like drains from his face. And the guy with him was a research assistant after just graduating from university, and his position was just terminated because of lack of federal funding from the federal government, which is thanks to fucking Trump. So newsflash, DEI doesn't just mean black people. So in fact, what's happening on a federal level is going to affect you too. You aren't special just because you're white. Carmen's getting them. Okay, bye.
They took my wife.
This man who wished not to be identified says his wife is from Venezuela and has...
Take a wild guess what this guy looks like, bro. He voted for Trump. They took his wife. Guess what he looks like, bro.
Lived in the United States for a few years. She was one of 3 people taken from this home. I'm told the 2 others were men who worked in construction. You see them here.
No, it's terrible. I'm dunking on him. I shouldn't be dunking on him. It's terrible.
Long. We do not see his wife being removed from the home. But this is a picture of her that he keeps in his wallet. Her name is Vianis Ramirez.
I wish she would have been smarter, bro. I really do.
Becoming a United States citizen.
She already had a court date. She was good. Everything was good. He just came in and snatched her.
These are pictures from the Department of Homeland Security detaining other undocumented.
You know, I feel really bad for you, bro. I really do. All seriousness, like, I'm being really vitriolic on purpose because I'm just tired of you people for thinking this was an okay vote and still, you know, like, coming out and being brave enough to say, yeah, I voted for Hitler. And then all the people who get on Jubilee and say, I can't believe you're calling him Hitler after everything he's done. Like, I don't know how you could sit there and not do that. The fact that you're sitting there and not doing that and not seeing when your own party is corrupt beyond recognition, and then trying to compare our side as if they're the corrupt ones, like, come on, man. I'm tired of it. But yeah, no, this is heartbreaking for sure. Because you fell in love, dude. That's the really most important thing, is he fell in love, deeply in love, and he's with her, and everything was good, and now she's gone. And think about that, bro. You had the chance to do the right thing. You did the wrong thing, and this is what happens. I hope you truly internalize that, see that it's his fault, finally, and vote the other way next time, because we can get her back. I'm telling you, bro, if you vote the other way, we can get her back. Send your shit all the way through the courts. Get somebody who's blue to listen to you, bro. And tell them, I want my wife back. Give me back my wife and I'll vote for you. You do that, I guarantee you they'll get your wife back. No questions asked, dude. When they get back into power, if they ever do, that's your chance to get her back. Fight now, like, still try to get her back. But seriously consider your vote next time. They fool you once, shame on you. They fool you twice. It's not going to be a third time, okay? It's not even about ideology, bro. It's about who's an evil person or not. If you are looking at somebody and not seeing that they're evil, you're not smart enough to read the room. I'm sorry, bro. It's just the reality of it. This is the reality of what you've done. And you need to understand what you've done.
And women in Broward County.
It's despicable what they're doing right now. It's very embarrassing.
President Donald Trump arrived at his Trump National Golf Resort in Doral Saturday, set to host GOP leaders for a conference. This man hopes this message makes it to him.
No, dude, don't go to them. Oh my God, bro. No. They do not care about you. They've already shown you that because your wife is missing. They don't care. It's not going to get to them. And even if it does, they're going to ignore it. Stop going to your own people for help. Your own people don't want to help you. It's like going up to a criminal and he shoots you in the kneecaps. But he's got something you really want, which is like a candy bar. So then the next day you go up and you're just like, just give me that candy bar, bro. And he shoots you in the kneecaps. And then you're like, you know what? That was shame on me, man. And then you go back the next day and you try to get the candy bar and he shoots you in the kneecaps. And by now your kneecaps are destroyed. Like, you don't have kneecaps anymore. And then the next day you wheel yourself up because you can't walk anymore. And he shoots you in the kneecaps. And you just keep doing it until you die. That's what you're doing, bro. I can't believe it. It just baffles me how stupid these people are. Yeah, I'm going to go ask my representative, the people on my team that hate me, to do something to help me. They hate me, so they'll help me. Right? That's how that works. Golly gee. Americans. You know, when I was littler and I was playing Call of Duty, I got a wonderful chance to interact with somebody from the UK. And he said, I hate fucking Americans. They're disgusting. They're disgusting pigs. Then they should all die in the gas chambers. This was somebody from the UK. Said that he hated Americans and wants us all to die. And then I asked him, hey, why do you feel that way, buddy? And he said, because you guys are disgusting, you disgusting American pig. Go kill yourself. That's what he said. And I thought that was incredible. It was truly wise for him to get on to online in Call of Duty and tell me how much he wanted Americans to die. Really cool guy. I tell you, he's my best man at the wedding, for sure. That's the kind of behavior I'm looking for a best man at my wedding. You know, and one of my best friends from middle school, going on a while, calls me up and uses the N-word twice. And guess what? He's the best man at my wedding. That's for sure. I didn't remove him from my phone. No, I didn't do that. I made him the best man at my wedding, right alongside the other guy who said he wanted all Americans to die from the UK. I don't know what his name was, so we're just going to call him Chuchin Chach. Chuchin Chach said he hates Americans, and Kuf Kafka, my best friend from middle school, called me up and said, I hate, you know what I mean? Like, he just drops it like it's nothing. says, I'm armed, so when they come up on my driveway, I pull out my gun and I aim it right at them. And I'm just like, oh my God, bro. There's people, and then there's people. Anyway, let's continue here.
I tried to talk to you, man. Yo, please, man, let's work something out. So, man, let me keep my
Bro.
wife here. And, you know what I'm saying, man? She deserves to be here, man.
ICE reports nearly one.
Yeah, the Republicans love hearing
if
that.
someone told Trump that Obama can hold his
Did you hear
breath
how he was
underwater
talking to
for
those
20
Republicans?
minutes, just think
They
about
love
it.
that, dude. They love
Democrats
helping people like
is at
him.
it again. They cannot bear the consequences of their decisions. Empathy is the highest form of intelligence.
All right, let's listen to Sam Cedar.
I suggest
I go through these
close
videos kind of quick and don't go through the whole thing because I get the gist of it without getting all the way through. All right, here we go. Let's find something good. Oh, Kyle
Alright, guys, so,
Kalinske. All right, let's listen to this.
Incredibly creepy and scary and gross and dangerous out there because Trump appears now to be high on his own supply and out over his skis.
On the
since
coke?
He,
On the
captured
Venezuelan
and
coke?
Kidnapped Nicolas Maduro, the sovereign leader of Venezuela, and now
Oh,
he feels
sick,
like
yeah.
I can do whatever I want, whenever I want,
Yeah, he
wherever I
does.
want, to whoever I want, and there are no consequences, and I'm going to get away with it. Now, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to talk later on about how they're actually dead wrong, even when it comes to Venezuela. That's already backfiring spectacularly. So wait for that segment too, because that's really interesting. But now the sights appear to be set on Greenland. So, there was chatter about this. Trump brought this up after he won the election, by the way. He didn't run on, we're going to steal Greenland, I'm going to own Greenland, it's going to be tremendous. He didn't run on that. Gee, I wonder why. Right? And then, but as soon as he got in office, he started talking about it. Everybody's like, ha ha ha, he's kidding. Ha ha ha. Right?
Yeah,
Right?
yep.
Turns out he wasn't. So here we go. We have
Hey,
Air Force One.
That's the classic Republican playbook. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love hearing that. Yes. I'm going to vote for you, buddy. All right, cool. Now that I got your vote, I'm going to fuck you and your wife in the ass today. Right now. It's going to happen. And you don't get to do anything about it. You are going to get tied to the wall by my ice. And we are going to have some great times for the next 2 hours. All right? Great. Let's get to it. Puts on the rubber gloves. It's time, buddy. This is happening. This is your life now. All right, let's go. Let's keep
Guys,
it
so
up.
Trump is doing it again. Trump, and he said the following. Listen.
Have you made a tangible offer to Greenland yet? Have you made an actual offer to Denmark?
But Greenland should make the deal because Greenland does not want to see Russia or China take over.
Okay, so right off the bat, that's a lie.
Dude,
If we had taken
where is he
over-
getting Russia and China from? I get where Kyle's gonna go, but like, where did he even come up with this idea? China? Who's talking to this guy? How is he figuring this stuff out? How does he know this stuff? I have never heard of that. Yeah, hey guys, we're like the other two top countries. We're definitely gonna break off with NATO and just go hammy like we used to do back in the day, 50 years ago. That's what we're planning on doing. We're not planning on continuing to try to win the trade war. No. We are just gonna invade people like we used to do. And then we got past that. China does not want to do that. That's not their interest. Their interest is, prosperous. That's what they really want. China is all about efficiency. The last thing they're going to do is do some fucking idiot thing to do. And Russia, for all the shit they're doing, I mean, they're probably more likely than anybody else because they're already doing an expansion campaign, but they're more interested in the Slavic area. They have no shit. They don't care about, Greenland right now. They're in the middle of Ukraine. They would have to finish that first. I don't think that Putin's really looking to do that right now. One step at a time. It's baby steps. We're not looking to just spread our forces thin and go fuck with everybody. Like, what kind of stupid idea is that? We're trying to win the war here. Why would we throw our troops away in some other conflict we weren't doing right now? That's not happening right now. Where's he getting this info from? I swear. It makes little sense. Like, it's like we're all playing chess, and he's over there in the corner fucking a jar of peanut butter. I don't get what he's doing. Like, it doesn't make, what is he doing?
What do you need?
It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make any lick of sense for China and Russia to be after Green. Like, what are you talking about, bro? How did he get that information? Who is telling him this? There's no way he came up with this himself. There's either that or it's just so stupid that he did come up with it. I don't know what to think. I really don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. I understand, like, they're saying, stuff about, like, precious minerals and oils and stuff that they might be able to get there, but even still, like, what are you talking about? And the oil from Venezuela is not going to help things. It's not going to make prices go down. It's not going to be fun for the oil companies either. The oil companies aren't looking to do that. It's not helpful. It's not as helpful as you think it is. But where is he getting? What is he talking about? I don't get it. When you go and you think to yourself, you listen to your guy and you don't get it, like, how does he make sense with this shit? Doesn't make any lick of sense. Somebody explain to me why breaking off NATO and going to war with the whole world is worth minerals. And why would any other country do that either? They're not stupid. That's not how foreign policy works. We have a long established way to do things. And he thinks that everybody's just gonna get right into a war. Nobody's really looking to do that. That's not how you make profits. It's a huge risk. It's a huge risk of workers, it's a huge risk of assets, it's a huge risk of resources. We don't want to get rid of those. We like those. That's how we make profit.
Russia or China is going to take it. You know what that reminds me of? Remember the fat Jewish guy from Brooklyn who went to the West Bank and stole a Palestinian's house? And he goes, what? If I don't take it, somebody else will take it. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. If I don't take it, Russia or China will take it. No, they're not. That's totally, completely, and utterly made up, but he's running with it.
Don't go there. It's very far away from Greenland. And Greenland, basically, their defense is 2 dog sleds. Do you know that?
He's like, who's going to stop me?
What did he come up with the 2 dog sleds
Funny,
from,
because this
bro?
is the exact same logic that he used when he was raping kids. What are they
Yeah.
going to do? How are they going to stop me? I get to do what I want. They can't stop me. Same logic.
You know what their defense is? 2 dog sleds.
He repeated the joke in case you didn't catch it the first time and didn't
What?
people at it.
What is he talking about?
It's funny to steal countries that are, are allies. Of course, Greenland is part of Denmark. Denmark is the country, but you get the point. You're stealing Greenland. That's funny.
No, he thinks
That's
Greenland's a
funny to totally
country.
end NATO.
No. He thinks Greenland's a country. We're gonna raid. We're gonna raid California. We're gonna go after California, guys. I'm Xi Jinping. We're after California. That's a country. California is a country, guys. Can you believe if you had somebody else in charge? If Obama had said this stuff? Can you believe it?
Okay, those guys.
What would that be like, bro? Can you imagine if Obama said, we're gonna raid Tokyo? Tokyo's a country. Can you imagine that? People would be... it would be over. He would be out of office. They would never do a Democrat election again, ever. Nah, I'm just pulling around. Hey, you know, this is the stuff I hear every day. Just the stupid shit that I have to hear every day. I could have been sleeping sound with Kamala in charge. Things would have been stable. I would have had employment. Things would have been great. I wouldn't be on here screaming into the void while my stupid fucking Alexa is retarded in the corner over there.